So then, let's talk about that Liverpool game. It's finished now. Wolves 1, Liverpool 2, and I think it's pretty standard procedure. I don't think Liverpool were at their best today. In fact, they were far from the best. They weren't great at all, but they didn't need to be. Mainly because Wolves are not great, but also they just didn't need to be. It was sort of like a routine performance, and you're thinking away from home, Saturday night, there's always potential for a bit of an upset. Wolves just didn't look great at all. I mean, we'll get onto Wolves as well, won't we? But Liverpool routine, Arne Slot's side are cooking at the minute. They're back on top of the Premier League for now with points dropped in the City game. So it's going to be interesting this season. The title race is still very much open. I know we're only 6 game weeks in, but you know, when City are in this form, obviously it's going to be different now. Rodri's injured, etc. But you just need to win your games, and especially against teams like Wolves, who are sadly bottom of the table now. You need to win those games, and that is what Liverpool did today. Again, like I said, they were far from the best. I even heard Gary Neville slandering some Wolves players and some Liverpool things in the game. Well, mainly not Wolves players, it was more sort of how Wolves were playing. He was sort of going on about Wolves playing out from the back, etc., etc., which, again, I don't know why teams like that are doing it. It's only, leave that to the Cities, to the Arsenals, to the Liverpools, to the United, Spurs, Chelsea, whatever. The top 6 sides, they're the teams that need to be doing that, and the big teams around Europe, not Wolves. Especially when you're 2-1 down or at 1-1, you don't need to be doing that. Anyway, let's get into the game. Let's delve into it, because the first half an hour to sort of 40 minutes until Liverpool opened the scoring, it was proper poor, wasn't it? It was a really poor game of football. Wolves didn't really trouble Alisson at all. Liverpool had their chances here and there, tested Sam Johnston a little bit, but they just it didn't seem like the Liverpool we know. Until the second half, it didn't seem, even the second half, they weren't amazing, but obviously they stepped up a little bit. Szoboszlai missed a big chance. Robertson put it on a plate for him. You could say good save by Johnston in goal, but I think it was more of a bad miss, and I think Liverpool fans would agree with me on that. Szoboszlai's miss, got to be doing better from there. 3-4 yards out, volley in front of goal, the whole goal to aim at, straight at the keeper. Not good enough from him, and I think he sort of dipped in form a little bit over the past few months anyway. But we'll leave Szoboszlai out. I don't want to slander him too much. Chill. Let's just chill. But then Liverpool did score from a little cross, and obviously Konate, bullet header, his first Premier League goal for Liverpool, I believe. So that's a good thing, I guess. I thought Johnson did save it at first, but it was too powerful for him. He ended up parrying it into his net, and Liverpool took the lead, which, again, you could say they probably did deserve it, but they weren't at the best. But, again, away from home, Saturday night, under the lights of an away ground, a tough place to go, you just want to win the game. No matter how you play, you just want the 3 points, and that's what Liverpool did today. Second half, Wolves knew they had to come out a little bit, and they did. They did play a lot better in the second half, particularly the first 15 minutes of the second half, and that's obviously when they grabbed their goal. Konate, the goal scorer, at fault for the goal. I think he was sort of trying to shield the ball out a little bit, and Strand Larsen was too powerful for him, shrugged him off the ball, sort of played it in. Wolves had a chance, it was blocked, and then Aït-Nouri came and swept it in to equalise for Wolves. So, again, working on the mistakes, that's what they need to be doing. Liverpool need to work on those mistakes as well, because the fact Konate was trying to let that go, I mean, you saw Alisson, the goalkeeper for Liverpool, having a right go at Konate, saying, what are you doing? Just get rid of the ball. I think it was a bit of complacency kicking in there for Konate, and Alisson for sure let him know about it. But just like that, Wolves are straight back into the game till about 40 seconds later when they concede a penalty. Like, come on. You've just scored, you've got the highs, the crowd are behind you, and I think that's where they were getting carried away a little bit. The crowd were obviously getting behind them after they just equalised against Liverpool. The crowd were getting behind them, the press started to kick in, and the clumsiness started to kick in as well, because I don't know what Semedo was doing for that at all. Just completely bring Jota down, no need to do it. His whole left arm was on his side, on Jota's shoulder, and just pulled him to the floor. It's a definite penalty, 100%, and obviously Mohamed Salah makes no, what's the word? He scores, sort of thing. What am I on about? He scores the penalty, like Mohamed Salah normally does, barring the odd occasion. And 40 seconds after the pandemonium of the 1-1, after scoring the equaliser, Liverpool was straight back in front, and from then on, it was really poor. I mean, Liverpool had the chances, you could say, but nothing really clear-cut. I thought Cody Gakpo played quite well when he came on, a few nice little touches here and there. But again, by far for me, Ryan Gravenberch was Liverpool's best player again today, and he has been the majority of the season for Liverpool. He's sort of making that holding midfield role his own, isn't he? Liverpool obviously wanted, it was well known, they wanted a holding midfielder in the window. Martin Zubimendi was the man they were searching for. That didn't end up happening. They went into the season without a holding midfielder. They've obviously got Endo, so Gravenberch has been given that role as sort of the holding midfielder, and he certainly played well. He certainly has played well this season. He's been a very underrated player. He was the best player on the pitch against United a few weeks ago. He's probably one of the better players against Bournemouth last week, and he was certainly the best player for me today away against Wolves. So he's certainly picking up his performances and showing Arne Slot and the Liverpool fans what he's made of. He's certainly making that holding midfield spot his own, and right now he shouldn't be getting disowned in that position. He should be staying there. Arne Slot should keep playing him week after week, getting him improved, of course. Obviously McAllister next to him makes it a lot easier for him because he's so calm on the ball. But I thought Liverpool, since when they went 2-1 up, they didn't have to do much. I mean, the game was really poor, but I've got a bone to pick with Wolves massively because they're bad, aren't they? There's no easy way to say it. They are bad at the minute. They're currently sat bottom of the league. They're winless so far this season. I think last win they had was against Luton or something last season. I think they've won one game in the last 17. I might be making that stat up. I think I remember the commentator saying it earlier on. So I'm going to stick with it. If I'm wrong, blame him, not me. Definitely don't blame me. I'm holding my hands up. I'm waving the white flag. Surrender. So yeah, I don't think Wolves were amazing at all, and it sort of just shown. It was open. My eyes opened to the idea of teams playing out from the back, etc. I wanted to see more of it, but I've seen Southampton try and do it, concede goals from it. I saw Brighton, the Chelsea goalkeeper Robert Sanchez doing it a couple of times today. Both resulted in goals, so you don't need to do it at all. There's no need. There's a time and a place for it, and especially when you're 2-1 down, start lumping the ball forward and try and win those second balls, or stop trying to pass it out from the back. It's like the keeper's having more touches than the striker. Strand Larsen wasn't in the game enough. Brought on Hwang Hee-chan to replace him up front, touched the ball 3 times or something stupid. They weren't getting involved in the game enough because I think the goalkeeper had 30, 45, 50, 60 touches. What's the point? Especially when you're 2-1 down. That's the biggest issue I have. Wolves need to start sending it forward, look to get on the second ball. I get Gary O'Neill probably has a way of playing, but for me, no. Not when you're 2-1 down. It didn't even look like Wolves wanted to score, did it, after they went 2-1 down? They didn't have a good chance, and they didn't look like scoring whatsoever. I thought Nelson Semedo was pretty poor today. Apparently he always plays bad against Liverpool, so he tried to shoot from like 50 yards at one point in the game, which was bonkers. Absolutely mental. But anyway, Liverpool, job done, routine performance. They didn't have to play as well as they normally do because Wolves weren't great. But I'm impressed. I am impressed by Liverpool. I think the willingness away from home's great. I thought Konate and Van Dijk were very good as well today, apart from Konate's mishap at the back, which led to the Wolves goal. But scrap that. Other than that, I thought Liverpool were quite good today, and that's coming from me, a Manchester United fan. I have no bias here. I'm a football fan, and I'm telling you how I saw it today.